Hello and welcome to Day 5, the next episode of Story Gaming. This is a series where I take a small independent game, at this point Potion Craft, and we use that as inspiration to do a little bit of world building for potentially using in my homebrew world for my Dungeons & Dragons games. Let's see who we have today. Ooh, is this gentleman someone who's visited us before? Let's find out. I don't think he has. Alright, so this guy... Greetings, I'm a wandering merchant. I was passing your shop and decided to stop in. I think you might like some of my goods, and I don't mind buying some of yours. Shall we trade?
What do you usually sell?
I don't specialise in any particular kind of goods. I travel around buying and selling, so my assortment's always changing. Alright, well let's take a... Let's do that again. Take an image of the wandering merchant. Let's add him onto the bottom of the list. Who have we got, wandering merchant boy? I've not met this guy yet. Let's see what goods he sells. Oh, he sells a bit of everything. Oh, and he's got enchanted paper as well. He's got all kinds of things. Damn. He's selling gold thorn and weird shrooms. Ooh, mud shrooms is really useful. I might grab a few mud shrooms. Alright. What's this gentleman called? Rusty. I quite like Rusty. Rusty works for him. Rusty. I think we don't know his last name. I think he just goes by Rusty. He doesn't give us a last name. Rusty. Human male. How old is he? 40s, I think. Mid-40s, late 40s. 30s, 50s, 34. 54? Jesus, we got a bit of a... What's the word? Non-agreement. Travelling on foot and carrying your goods is hard physical labour, so he must be younger. Or he's been doing it his whole life, and so it's kept him fit and agile and healthy. I do agree that probably not 50s for that reason, though. Let's go early 40s. That seems to be the best compromise. Early 40s, fit and healthy from a life of travel and exercise. Is a wandering merchant with no specialty. Good eye for bargains. Opportunist. Travels through Finwood a lot. An elf who has had an accident with rusty scissors. Early 40s is not old. I mean, not in real world humans, but in fantasy world humans, where it's very rare to see one live past 70. I think early 40s is definitely in the well and truly in the Middle Ages, in the middle-aged category. Paper is super cheap, might as well grab all of that. Thunder Thistle. Ooh, Witch Mushroom to finally get that, get all the way up to the lightning potions and stuff. I could probably do with some of those. Thunder Thistle's probably super smart to grab a hold of now as well. A couple more mud mushrooms. Don't particularly need those ones yet. Mushrooms. Ice fruits. Good berries could be useful. I think I'll grab a couple of mud shrooms, but don't need a hell of a lot of them. And that's about us. Alright, anything else that we can learn about this guy from his haggling choices? Oh, wealth. He's very interested in money. I mean, he's a merchant, makes sense. Weather, he moves around a lot. Terrain, he moves around a lot. Mushrooms, he buys them. Herbs, he buys them. So he's all about his job. There's not really much else that we learn from him other than his job. In Sparta, they had a council of elders. You only made it to the council of elders if you were 60 or older. Cool. Shift click takes all. Thank you. Doesn't mean they're not old. The council was made up of old people. Yeah, hence council of elders. Council of old people is what they were called. No gold thorn purchase? Not particularly, no. I'm not really interested in the gold thorns. I'll take it if the guy comes with a I'll take it if the guy comes with gold thorn seeds, and I'll grow some happily, but otherwise, yeah. Alright. Let me just grab out actually I need these, don't I? Grab out some more of the health potions that don't need to be in my inventory. They can sit over there. I haven't done these things yet today. Let's just water that. Get it back again. Boom. There we go. Got a lot of everything. All right. That way, if I run out, I've got plenty of life leaf to make more potions of wild growth, and then I can. It's a self-sustaining thing. I'll ask you, what's your opinion on gold thorn ingredient? Tells about potion crafter experience. I mean, it can be useful. It's a circular one that just kind of goes around and around. So, like, it's a good one for grabbing experience at the start of the day because you start in the middle and you can gold thorn your way out. Otherwise, I don't really find it to be that useful. All right, here we go. Do I want to slow down haggling to make sure that I'm getting a good haggle every single time, or do I want to start engaging in something else? Start getting more money. Start being able to plant the herbs. Let's focus on the haggle for now, just so I make sure that I don't screw up any haggles. I can consistently go for the highest haggle price every time if needed. Alright, you are done, Mr. Rusty. Thank you for coming. See you later. Ooh, you're new. And we've got another guard for the next class now, unless that is... that could be, I think it might be the same hairstyle and similar face design. It could be Dale Bocane, who since we saw him yesterday, has taken up the Knights of Kavosna. Maybe he went last night to the Rowan Tree to do his singing, and someone there convinced him to become a knight for extra money. Although he doesn't have the same beauty spot. He's got the exact same smile and same nose, same eyes, and same hair colour that's sticking out from beneath. That could be, so it could be a new guy, or it could be Dale's brother or something, like maybe even a twin. Maybe it's Dale's twin. Or it could be that Dale, the cobbler's apprentice who was singing for extra cash, decided to go clean shaven today and get a job at the Knights. I don't know. Maybe he's just cosplaying as a knight. Maybe it's his twin brother. Dale's twin brother Gale. Anyway, we're not doing Dale right now. We're doing this guy in front of him, who is brand new. He has definitely not come by before. Has anybody got his same nose and face shape that could be a relative? I'm not seeing anyone that we've had so far that is the same. I think this guy's brand new. Alright, so who are you, sir? Let's grab a head and shoulders screenshot of you, add you to the bottom of the list. Hurry up, what are you doing? Why do you take so long? Goodness me, why does it take so long to load the picture in once I copy paste it? Okay, there we go. We'll shorten that down, shrink it down to the appropriate size, and decide who he is. Who is this gentleman with the thinning hair, the comb over to try and hide the fact he's going bald, a large beard, goatee, and rather well dressed? Could be the guard for that guy while he's in there. He's allowed to shop. Yeah, maybe. Maybe this guy's actually this guy's guard. It does look like they go together pretty well, doesn't it? This guy being rather wealthy, perhaps. This could be the cobbler. We haven't decided the cobbler yet. He doesn't strike me as like a labourer working with his hands, like a tradesman, like a cobbler would. But maybe he's just and also in a small town like this, I'm not sure that a cobbler would be super wealthy. Although it is a thoroughfare, it is a town that adventurers pass through a lot, so maybe he does make his money. He could be an enchanting cobbler. He could be have a little bit of magic to him and enchants footwear with minor enchantment magic. Perhaps. Stephen, Ellis, Simon, Eli, Rupert, Gordon. Gordon? I think Gordon works for him. Gordon. Rupert. I quite like Rupert as well. Rupert. I feel like maybe he talks well, but he's got this sort of affectation that comes from him having a very large mustache that sort of almost drowns out some of his words sometimes. Hello, I'm Rupert. Rupert the cobbler. Bruce. Rupert. Rupert Asmonbold. Rupert Asmonbold. And he doesn't like the fact that he's got bald in his name. Magic or extremely rich, fallen on hard times, otherwise you'd know how to use a tinderbox. I don't know how to use a tinderbox. I hadn't even looked at what he was requesting first. I don't know how to use a tinderbox. I need something I can use to light candles and fires. He wants a potion of fire. Should we have a look at what he's wanting? Now that I'm maxed out on my brew, I can do 5 potions and save some money by doing so. Boom. Let's check all of that here. He wants a potion of fire starter, which we called Inferno. You want some Inferno?
Excellent. This potion is perfect.
Alright. He doesn't know how to use a tinderbox, so that tells us something about him. His interest is music first, followed by weather, wealth, terrains, and fishing. So I'm going to name him while you guys think on what he is and who he is and something about his story. His name is Rupert Gordon. Rupert Gordon. My name is Rupert Gordon. I'm a human male. He looks like relatively young. He's got like no wrinkles and crease lines in his face. The beard and the comb over and the beard makes him look a little older, but maybe he just lost his hair early. It is like in his 20s, and he started to try and make up for it with the comb over and stuff. I'm getting old money vibes, accustomed to servants doing this sort of thing for him, and now has to do it on his own. Yeah, I'm getting that vibe from him. He's fallen on hard times, having come from wealth. He now has to do things like lighting candles and stuff for himself. Inferno potion instead of matches is OP. When I first started playing this game, the first time I played through it, and not this particular guy because they're procedurally generated, but when the first person came in who said, I don't know how to use a tinderbox, I want something to light candles, I deliberately tried to give them a weak potion of fire, because I thought that would make sense. But regardless of what they want it for, if they want a potion of fire, they always want the highest potion of fire. If they want a weak potion, it specifies in their request. A potion of weakness would be preferred here, in which case they're willing to pay more for it to be weaker. But generally speaking, if they don't specify that, they always want the strongest thing, even if logically it doesn't actually make sense for them to want the strongest thing. It's just how the game's coded. I love how they just crouch down when the box of haggling drops. They're just like, don't cover my face with the haggling. Thank you very much. His interests all speak to being upper class, or used to be upper class. Yeah. Some kind of magic user. I think he's more like an... if he's got magic using, I think he's like an artificer, where he can enchant magical objects, but he doesn't have inherent magic, because otherwise he'd probably have prestidigitation, or he'd have firebolt, or something that could easily light a fire. Kid's from a super rich family, now moving out on his own, regards his orphan childhood friend who worked for them since they were kids. I quite like that. I do quite like that. Was he a warlock and he's no longer? Ooh, he's lost his patron somehow. Okay, so Rupert, human male, late 20s, balding. Late 20s, early onset balding. From old money. Fallen on hard times. Not too proud to try work for a living. Has a cobbler shop. Cobbling shop? Is a cobbler. Is now a cobbler. Dale works for him. Dale was the cobbler boy, right? Early 20s, cobbler's apprentice, yeah. Is now a cobbler. Dale works for him as cobbler's apprentice. Dale's twin brother, Dale's twin Gale, we're going to call him Gale, I like that. Dale's twin Gale also works, also looks out for him as one of the town guards. So Gale does not necessarily work for Rupert, but looks out for him because they, used to be friends. Gale and Dale were family friends of the Gordon family. I guess the question is, why is Rupert fallen on hard times? What happened with the Gordon family? Was he like the youngest of 4 or something, and when their father died, he just got left no inheritance? The other 3 all kind of screwed him out of his inheritance, or did he emancipate himself from the family because he didn't like what they were doing or how they were getting their wealth, didn't agree with it? Is he morally strong, financially poor sort of a guy, or what? What's his situation? Maybe he did get his inheritance from old money, but he just squandered it because he wasn't smart at investments. Or maybe maybe he had inheritance and then had to flee when a uprising happened, and kind of chased him out of his hometown and took his wealth and stuff. Or maybe a dragon. Maybe all of his wealth got given to a dragon horde or something. He's forgotten that buying matches is a thing that would be less than 138 gold. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of these coins. They must be representing like silvers, maybe even coppers. I know there's Oathbreaker. Is there a similar thing for Warlock? Wait, that's just Sorcerer. It feels like there should be. Complete tangent. It feels like there is a Warlock missing subclass that should be an option of, like, patronless Warlock. Because that comes up in games quite often when the patron of the Warlock becomes, like, evil, and you want to fight against them, or you want to leave them, or you want to denounce them in some way, and there's no in-game mechanics for how to do that. Gale, nicknamed Chip, because he's got chipped tooth. Could be. Set his house on fire accidentally so he doesn't touch matches ever since. Maybe because he buys a potion of strong fire called Inferno in order to light candles. He was the black sheep who was disowned, didn't squander it, someone else did. He liked a girl and his brother married her. Ooh, yeah, I like that. I was just wondering if there could be a Warlock equivalent. Yeah, you'd hope so, right? His uncle squandered all the money. The love interest stole the money. Alright, we're going to say early onset balding, from old money, fallen on hard times, since his brothers squandered the family wealth. Last straw was when his brother married his love for political reasons. Left the family, moved to Finwood, not too proud to try work for a living, is now a cobbler. Like that. Cool, we got Rupert Gordon. We need to haggle with him. He's got money, he's got old money. Let's try and haggle our way to it. Oh shit, this is a difficult haggle. Shit, I'm not doing well with this. Got my flow. I got my flow at the end there. Recovered. 207. That'll be, I think 20 silver? 20 silver and 7 copper. 207 gold, or 207 silver, or 207 copper. Which would be 2 gold. 2 gold and 7 copper. It feels like that's an appropriate price for a very powerful fire starter. So I think I'm thinking of these as being like copper pieces, I think. Alright. Sell it and move on. Your shop's more popular now, yay. I need a potion I can use on a shield to add extra protection from different kinds of danger. Alright, so this is, we decided was Gale, the twin brother of Dale, who is the cobbler's apprentice. We're going to put him in here, we'll put him in here after this guy. And paste. What does he want? He wants extra protection. I think you can add this guy stone skin. Yeah, stone skin. Haggle. Let's see what he wants. He likes talking about alcohol, weapons, terrains, wealth, and emotions. Is there anything we don't already know about Gale and or Dale? Let's see. So this guy is called Gale Bocane. Gale Bocane, human male, early 20s, Dale's twin. Squire, maybe even Badger at the Knights of Kvosna, early 20s. Would he have risen to Badger yet? I think if he'd started early. Badger of the Knight of Kvosna. Yeah, probably Badger. Badger at Knights of Kvosna. Looks out for the cobbler. Looks out for the cobbler. What do we like? What have we got about this guy? He's an emotional drinker. Dale and Gale both want to be knights, maybe? Mead connoisseur? Well, we've got that Dale wants to be a musician. I don't know that he's interested in being in the knights. Drinks for courage. Yeah, secretly afraid of Badger of the Knights, looks out for the cobbler. Happy with being a town guard for Finwood. Secretly very afraid of monsters and the wilderness. So like he's perfectly happy to live in a small town where he doesn't have to do much to earn his pay. I like that. Likes to drink for courage. Is this guy best friends with the other knight guy? Yeah, maybe he's friends with the other guy was Dylan. Dylan, the non-binary human, late teens, town guard, squire rank. So he's the badger in charge of Dylan. Likes to drink for courage. Tasked with training. Tasked with training Dylan to badger rank. Alright, cool. We've got Gale. Let's haggle with him for extra money. Extra money. Pachow. Level up. Talent point. Hello, witchy lady. Let's take you. Kachow. And put you. Kachow. In my document. Who is this lady? Sylvia. An elf. Is she a human? Is she an elf? Sylvia. Endora. Isabella. Isabella I like. Isabella. Quite like Isabella. Esmeralda. A little too on the nose. Olivia. Olivia? I quite like Olivia as well. Isabella. Olivia. Isabella, Marabella. I like Isabella. Me too. I'm going with Isabella. Isabella Philomena. Isabella Philomena. I think I like that. I think that's not her real name, but I think she tells people it is because it sounds magical. Isabella Philomena. We decided she's a high elf, or is she half elf, or is she straight human? What do we think? What does she want? I'm working on a spell. I'm working on a spell that will increase a person's speed. I need a potion of speed for my research. Full elf. Alright, so Isabella Philomena is a high elf. High elf female equivalent to what? If she was in human years, the equivalent of human years, how old would she be? Is she young? Is she young adult? Is she regular adult? Is she middle-aged? Or is she elderly or even venerable? 300. Someone wasn't listening to the question. 25, young adult, mid-20s, late 20s, mid-20s. Yeah, okay. So mid-20s equivalent. Mid-20s equiv. What else do we know about her? She's an enchantress, a spell wizard. Wizard. Researcher. Why does she live here? Likes solitude to work on new spells. Why does she live in a human village and not in an elven village? Why did she move here? Why does she live with humans? Straight human who tells people she's an elf. That's the long hair. Lives in the woods on the outskirts of town. Used a spell on the wrong elf. So she wants speed potion, which I think we've already got. We've got swiftness here, right? Fleetfoot. I can brew 5 of them. For 5 fleetfoots. Let me pop those out here on this shelf here. Plop. What is her haggles? She likes reading. Understandable. She's a nerd. She likes reading, she likes minerals, so she's obviously interested in the enchanting things. Maybe this is the lady who enchanted all of the gemstones to be lit up in the tunnel all the way to the other village that we've yet to name. The monsters, she likes talking about monsters. Maybe she's interested in like the properties of different monster bloods and things. Interested in alchemy, of course, and mushrooms. This all makes sense. It all ties in with what her interests and hobbies are. Maybe she moved here to get easy access to the dwarf gemstones for crafting. Yeah, probably, eh? Likes solitude to work on new spells. Moved to Finwood for its proximity to the Dwarg clan. We need to really name those Dwarg clan people as well then. Let's pause and do that now, because I have a feeling like that Dwarg clan's going to come up a few times. What's the Dwarg clan? They've come up a couple of times. They are gemstone miners. I picture them as like a very small Dwarg clan, maybe just like a single family and its offspring, essentially. Maybe there's like a Rumspringer sort of coming of age thing where they leave on like an OE, an overseas experience, as New Zealanders call an OE. They leave on like a find yourself mission, adventure for a little bit, meet another dwarf, marry them, come back to the village to have kids, and then it's just like stays pretty self-sufficient. Shiny Gem Boys, yeah, great naming, good naming. Desira, that's pretty cool, but it doesn't sound very dwarvish. In my world, dwarves in particular, in this area of my world, dwarves are based on, dwarvish language is based on German, so it'd be something German sounding. Jemmy Jemisons. You guys suck at naming stuff. I'm going to open up the German translator. German translate. Let's start with just gem mining. And let's see what that would be in German. Edelsteinerbau. Edelsteinerbau. It's a bit too long for a name, a clan name, so if I just go gemstone, Edelstein. Edelstein. Stan's more like the Stanhorn and Stanton. Edelstein. Edelwalen. German for light crystal. Light would be Licht, and crystal is Demballs. Licht Demballs. Kristall. Licht Kristall. That's not going to work. Edellicht. Lichtedel. Edellicht. I think Edellicht kind of works. Let's just switch it around and put Edellicht in, just to make sure it's not actually a word already. Interesting. Edellicht. I'm fine with that. Alright. And then where else did I put Dwarg clan control? Find Dwarg. Where are you? Enjoys stopping on the way through the mountain tunnels at a small Dwarg clan. Edellicht. Need to admire their gemstones. Hopes to one day have enough money to buy ourselves some nice jewelry from them. Where else did I mention them? This town also accepts dwarves, blah blah blah. I think I mentioned them in the physical attributes of the town. Location, there we are. The tunnel's about 90 minutes on foot between the villages. In that tunnel there is a Dwarg clan of gem miners, about halfway, called Edellicht. I have no German. No, I'm German and I have no ideas. Maybe I should go to bed. Called Edellicht, who trade any gems, but most commonly a gem that naturally shines a dim light. The tunnel is lit with these. Alright, let's haggle with this lady. Boop 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 boop. Oops. Boop 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 boop. Easy. Boom. Thank you very much, Lisa. No, that wasn't Lisa. That was... Who are you? Thank you very much. Isabella. Oh, and it's this lady back again. What's her name again? Daffodil, right? Daffodil... Rosemary Daffodil Zadia. A female Bridden herbalist and merchant, few levels in ranger, has a squirrel companion. We need to learn more about her. She's not fleshed out enough. Hi, alchemist. Want to replenish your supply of herb? Oh, also I have a favour to ask. I could use one of your potions.
What kind of potion do you need?
See, there's this place where I used to gather ingredients, but almost nothing grows there anymore. The plants are growing back oh so slowly. I was wondering if you could make a potion that would make them grow faster. Then I could bring you even more different kinds of herbs. So there's a question here as to like why is the place not growing potions? Why is the place not growing herbs anymore? Basically, this is a really fun feature of the game where if you give her it, you get no money for it, but you do unlock another level of her store essentially, and the next time she comes around, she's got more ingredients for you. It's a pretty cool mechanic. I like it. Okay, so why is the area not growing stuff anymore? Do I want tangleweed? I don't particularly need tangleweed now. No, thank you. Ooh, we got another wizard. Interesting. Just hide this for the sake of taking the photograph. Take his photograph of his staff and everything. He's even got a magical ring on him. Who's this guy? Eventually we're going to have enough townsfolk. With them being procedurally generated, we're eventually just going to have enough, and I'm just going to keep going until I get the repeat people that actually do come back. I want to see the Minotaur, and I want to see the Dwarf, and I want to see the Smuggler, and I want to see the lady who runs the brothel. Once I've got those ones, I think we're done with potion craft. Raoul. Raoul? I quite like Raoul. Raoul. Nando. Raoul. Raoul Vahir. Raoul Vahir. Raoul Vahir. He looks like Clint. Hello, I'm Clint. I'm a local wizard. But I tell people my name's Raoul, and I speak like this. And you guys, Jeff, spelled the traditional way. It's Bob Ross. Vahir. Raoul Vahir. Tells people that he has like Aasimar blood, but he's actually just human. Maybe he is Aasimar. Maybe he's been touched by the gods or something. Raoul Vahir. I like Raoul Vahir, whose real name's Clint, and he likes to be more mysterious. Clint doesn't sound magical enough. Raoul Vahir. Brackets, real name Clint. Human. Human male. Claims to be Aasimar. Some sort of wizard. Wizard! What's his deal? Does he work with the lady before? Isabella Philomena? She likes solitude to work on new spells. Is he like her apprentice? And he's learning from her or something? Or is he like a rival? I can't come up with Greek names that I'm from the Iliad. He also has a scroll in his belt. Yeah, maybe he's focused on scrolls, perhaps. Maybe I need to shift these potions out of the way so that we don't lose any detail on the people that are coming in. Just in case there's ever anything on the ever anything on them that could be lost otherwise. Wouldn't want to lose any detail. He's stalking her, they're rivals. He's the annoying neighbour always checking in to see what she's doing, to steal ideas, but help rivals. Rival's former classmate. Claims to be an asthma wizard. Rival, less successful rival to Isabella. Constantly trying to keep an eye on her. What does he actually want? I haven't read that. I want to charge my staff with fire magic. Do you have a potion that will help me? He wants a fire potion, easily enough done. Kaplow, haggle. What's his topics of interest? Food, mushrooms, minerals, alchemy, and herbs. Does that tell us anything more about him? Feels inferior to her because she's an elf, yeah. Robes are brightly coloured, golden purple, trying to show more than he is. He's been burning ground in weird patches to make it look like monsters, including Rosemary's plants. Ooh, okay, yeah. Been setting... has been involved with tactical arson to try drum up suspicion of monsters. Which he can then, quote unquote, thwart with his magic. He even destroyed much of the ground where Daffodil gets her herbs. He's a bit of a prick. Bit of a prick, this guy. Causing problems so he can be praised for solving them. Yeah, he's that kind of a guy, it seems. Ostentatious is a good word. Oh, he's Syndrome from The Incredibles. Yeah, maybe. Rather eats and goes to the pub than study, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Alright, is there anything else we can gain from him? Let's haggle our way into him making sure he gives us all of his money. Haggling's super easy now, I don't need to put any more points into it, it seems. Anything else? I think that's everything for Raoul here, real name Clint. We've got another lady here. She's got the same staff as the previous one. Man, is it Potion Day at the Alchemy Academy, the Wizard Academy or something? All the wizards are coming in. I decided to learn how to summon lightning, and so I need a potion with similar effect to research. Do you have one? That's a potion of lightning, which I haven't unlocked yet, but I can do so. So who is she? She's summoning... She's going to try and summon lightning. She's going to learn how to summon lightning. So that's either sorcery or wizard, probably. Need a potion with similar effect to research it. Do you have one? Research implies that she's a wizard rather than a sorceress. Do you have one? Do you have a potion? She's got scrolls. She's got wizardy things. She's wearing a magical ring that's twinkling, which is a very cool little detail. Alright, let's take a screenshot. Who are you? We've got a bit of an Arcanists Guild starting. Maybe there's an Arcanists Entente in this town, it seems. Emily Rose. Emily Rose I quite like for this lady. Emily. She's very, very, sort of demure, is that the right word? I'm not sure. Emily Rose. Her name's Emily Rose. She's a human, half-elf, full-blood elf. What do we think for this lady? Human? I think human. Human, female, 20s, somewhere in the 20s. What do we think? Or is magic keeping her young? She's studying. Maybe she's even in her teens. Is she in her teens? Is she like low-level wizard? Early 20s. Early 20s, most people early 20s. Alright, early 20s. Low-level wizard. What do we know about her? Let's give her a lightning potion. Now, people who've done potion craft, lightning is in the magic direction, isn't it? It's up in that direction, past mana, I think. Explosion, air, magic. I think it's somewhere in this vicinity, so I guess I'll go over. I guess I'll grab a bunch of the. Actually, I can grab a bunch of the thunder thistles. Let's crunch down a thunder thistle or two. I've got a talent point to spend, and I no longer need to slow down my haggling because I'm finding it easy enough to haggle now. I'm already maxed out on bulk brewing. Additional bonuses appear, which helps to get more things. I think maybe I need to put all of my next 20 points into visibility because as we're exploring, it's going to be easier and easier to do so if we can see further and further. All right, grab another thunder thistle. Blop. And then weep. Now this is mana. I can't fully remember where lightning is. It's between speed and mana. This is speed, this is mana, so it should be up here somewhere, is it? Okay, thank you for that. I think I can get away with another thunder thistle at this point. Crunch, 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 crunch. All the way up here. Spladoosh. Plop. I think I'm safe there. That one's lightning. So I just need to go a little bit further around with this one. If I go nice and slow, this might be enough to actually get me all the way there. Which one is it? Is this one? Nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Get all the way around. Make sure you pass the middle of it. There we go. Perfect. And then away we go. Almost there, and there, and then plop. There we are. Boom. Shlabba-dabba-ding. Pop. Strong potion of lightning. Here we go. Which is the lightning bottle? It's starting to look like one of those games you sit down to see if you can get a feel for it, and then you look at the clock, 5 hours has gone by. Oh yes. So I bought this on Christmas Day on the Steam Christmas special. I was like, this looks like a cute little potion. And then I looked at the clock and it was New Year's Day. And I was like, oh, cool. It's actually most optimized with Thunder Thistle only. Good job. I did it. I got the most optimized way. I got there with only 3. Row 4, column 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Column 3. Oh, yes. I like this one. This is jagged and lightning-y. Do I want it to be a different colour, though? Do we want yellow on... Oh, it doesn't change the bottle colour. That's right. Do we want to change the colour of the lightning, at least? Make it yellow. I'll make it white. Something like that. And then something jagged, lightning-y, lightning crackles, maybe. Star, lightning. Not sure. They don't have enough. They don't have enough label options. I think the star kind of works. It'll do. That'll do, donkey. Alright. Save potion in the recipes because that's optimized now, and finish the potion. We did it. Create a potion of lightning. That's giving me another one of these, which I'll use in that. Boom. And then I'll take the potion of lightning across here and pop. Offer it to this lady. Haggle. Let's see what she wants. Her topics of haggling is reading, magic, alchemy, food, and wealth. So all we've got for her so far is that she's Emily Rose, a human female, early 20s, low-level wizard. What else do we know about her? What else do we want to infer about her? She's a total nerd. She is a definite nerd. Is she working with Isabella? I can see her being like Isabella's assistant, right? I think that Isabella sees her more like a temporary thing, not quite like a pet, because I don't think she thinks of humans as pets, but like human lifespan is to an elf like that of a cat or a dog is to a human, right? So I think she sees her as like yeah, sure, I'll teach you what I need, because like I could put 3 years into it, and to me that's only like a couple of months. She's got the same staff, so maybe Isabella made her the same staff. Originally got into magic for the money, but found she loved it for itself and enjoys the study. I quite like that. Low-level wizard. Got into magic for the money, but found she has a passion for it. Studies under Isabella. Looks up to her. Is she onto Raoul Vahir, real name Clint, the human male Asimar wizard? Because Isabella came into the shop, Clint kind of came, Isabella came into the shop, a merchant came into the shop between them, and then Raoul came in, and I imagine him like trying to come in to like scout out what was she buying, and while I'm here I might as well get my fire potion. And then the assistant comes in after Raoul. Maybe Isabella is secretly onto Raoul and has tasked her assistant with like, can you follow him around a little bit to see if he's following me? I kind of like that. She has Disney princess vibes. Should she sing with the animals? I do get that kind of really sweet sort of person. Looks up to her, very sweet and charming. Has been tasked with following Raoul to see if he is stalking Isabella. I like that. Alright. That's pretty good. Let's... Oh shit. Not a good start to the haggle, Rob. Oh dear. Da-da-da-da. Let's talk to her about whatever it was. Magic. Reading. Okay. Sell her that potion. She's very happy, look. Alright, who's this fella? He's bald. Or he's shaved head, rather, anyway. Fucking skinhead. With a stubbly goatee. He's got very raggy clothes. And what does he want? Food seems to spoil incredibly fast in my house. Interesting. Food spoils particularly fast in... Jesus, is it really just... Is word getting out that just all of the wizards in town want to come and talk to me today for some reason? Potion of chilling? Yeah, we want to give him a nice ice potion. This one here, look. So who is this guy? Before I give him that, let me just take a nice photo of him like so. Smile. Oops, I did that wrong. Come on, look up again. There it is. Smile. Alright. Grab him like that. Pow. Put him down the bottom. We should go, at the end of today's episode, before we sort of log off for the episode, we should go through the list of people that we've got, decide if there's any like vital roles in the town that we don't actually have fleshed out yet. And if there's not, then I think we're done with just regular NPCs, and we'll just take the special ones like the wizards and stuff that come through and be like, oh, let's flesh them out. Because remember that some of these people might just be passing through town. We established that Finwood was a thoroughfare for adventurers and stuff. So some of the wizards may not actually live here and work here. We don't want to flesh out the Thieves' Guild to the point where it's like, why are there this many people living in such a tiny little insignificant town? Alright, so he wants this thing, and he's got, for some reason, his food seems to spoil incredibly fast. He likes to talk about the weather, fishing, alcohol, terrains, and herbs. What do we know about him? The guy behind her looks pretty sus. Maybe he's following her that's following him. Yeah, maybe this next guy works for Raoul and is doing the same thing with Emily as she is doing for Isabella. Lives next to the mushroom guy. Damp is spreading through. Oh yeah, I quite like that. He just lives next to Timothy Theodorus, the gnome male, part myconid mushroomer. Yeah, I quite like that. Lives next door to... we need to name him first though. Lives next to Timothy. House has major problems with rising damp and rot. Okay, what's his name though? David? I'm fine with David. David looks like a David. David what? He's a human male by the looks of his stubble and face. Human male. David Bricklayer. David Vince. Oh yeah, we need to name ourselves as well, don't we? That beard of that wizard looks super fake for some reason. Yeah, I think it does, doesn't it? He's a rogue posing as a wizard. That could be funny. Anyway, we're not doing that fake wizard yet. We're doing this guy first. David Fuller. There we are. Thank you, David Fuller. If you guys are giving me names that are like actually just people in your life and you just want them to be NPCs, then yeah, fair play to you. Human male. What's his age? What's this guy? Has he had a rough life? Late 20s, and he's just lived a rough life, so he looks a little older that way, or is he like actually older? I should probably stop slouching. I'll put my camera down a bit because I keep noticing that I'm slouching down here and not cutting my chin off. Late 40s chicken farmer. I think that makes sense. I quite like that. Human male, late 40s, farms chickens and eggs. Lives next to Timothy. House has major problems with rising damp and rot. Is there anything else we know about this guy or can come up with for like what he likes to do in his downtimes? Got lice from the chickens. Got lice from the chickens. Tired. Constantly tired. Worn out. Brackets. Doesn't realise he has a slow developing illness. Shaves his head after he got lice from the chickens. Roosters are always waking him up so he can't sleep. Yeah. Lice from the chickens. Roosters always wake him early. Constantly tired. I think he developed a sickness after all of the mold and the fungal spores from the guy next door. He doesn't have any laughed lines. Yeah. Alright, I think that's good for David Fuller. Sorry, buddy. It seems like you've got a hard life. Alright. There's almost like a game logic thing, like a Viva sketch in there of like some NPC being created. And like he starts out just like perfectly happy, and then you come up with all of this like horrible shit for him, and he's like, "What the fuck?" The lady before me got to be a sweet, lovely, charming, passionate, studied wizard lady, and the guy, the people before that, so there was like a wealthy guy who like he ran away from home with all of his wealth, and now he's starting out as a cobbler, and now I'm some fucking dude who's got sick. I'm sick and I've got rising damp and I shave my head because I got lice from my chickens that keep me awake, that I'm constantly tired. Like, why did I have to draw this? And like, as you're seeing him being created, he's just becoming more and more upset. Like, fucking hell. He's very much like NPC logic. Alright, that is you. Sorry, there you go, buddy. Enjoy your fresh food. Now, the guy with the fake beard. Let's hide this so that I can get a nice screenshot of him as he looks up a bit. There we go. Grab him and his staff. Alright, that is... Nope, not there, sorry. This one is... Come on, down there. Paste. Thanks, jerk. I love that I'm slowly dying and don't know it. That beard is fake. It's a woman. Oh, that could be a good twist. It's a woman passing as a man with a fake beard and a shaved head. But then we've got to explain, like, why. Got to come up with why now. Just for the sake of knowledge sharing, lice don't cross species. Chickens get chicken lice and humans get human lice. Yes, but which ones get magic lice? Or maybe it was him hearing that chickens have chicken lice and then feeling scratchy, and he's got that like ghost itch once you start talking about bugs. You start talking about lice, and suddenly you're very aware of every itch, and you're like, oh god, I think I've got that lice from my chickens, and it was just like a preventative measure of him taking his hair off because he thought he had lice. But thank you for the real world knowledge, at least. I always appreciate when people let us know something. Desmond. Desmond. I like that the lady has come up with a word with a name with man in the name. Desman, because it's like, oh, what? This man is definitely a man. Desmond just goes by Desmond, one word. Brackets. Real name. What's her real name? What's her real name? Fiona. Lily. Rebecca. Desiree. Desiree's a good one. I like that, Desiree. Because then she's gone, Desman. Like, what's your name? Desman. She like accidentally says Desiree. Desman. Did you say Des is a man? No, Desmond. Desmond? Okay, sure. Whew, got away with it. What do you mean got away with it? Shit, did I say that out loud? Mind manipulation magic. Real name, Desiree. Okay, Desmond, real name, Desiree. Human, female, brackets. Pretending to be male. Why is she pretending to be male? We'll get to that. Age, how old is she? She's trying to show her dad she can take over the family business. Ooh, interesting. 19, 22, mid-20s, early 20s, 30s, early 20s. Most people around early 20s. There's a lot of early 20s humans, which does make sense. That's where the majority of the age of humans would be, I'd say, because late enough to be adult and like branching out and interacting with people that you'd be meeting, but also early enough that you haven't had as many years who have accidentally died to monsters and disease and all sorts of horrible fantasy ailments. I'm gonna say mid-20s, just to give her a little bit of distance between all of the other early 20s peoples. Mid-20s, what's her actual job? Is she got any magic? Is she an arcane trickster, maybe? So she is a rogue, but she's got some amount of magic that she has actually learned to do over time. Or is she entirely a charlatan? Has she just got a magic staff that genuinely can cast magic, and she uses that to pretend like she has inherent magic? She's got zero magic. Maybe the staff itself isn't even magical. Maybe it's just a nice staff with a jewel in it, and she just pretends like it's magic. Is she a sleight of hand magician, and she can like use powders and potions and stuff? What does she want again? I want to learn how to cast enchantments that protect against sword, arrows, and sharp claws. To do this, I'll need... This is going to be an interesting voice. She's got to have a higher-pitched woman's voice, but a higher pitch of somebody who's trying to sound like she's lower pitch. So she's deliberately lowering her pitch, but you can kind of tell that she's still high pitch. That's an interesting one. So if it's a high pitch but a lower larynx, high pitch but low larynx. So she's talking like this, and she says, I want to learn how to cast enchantments that protect against swords, arrows, and sharp claws. To do this, I'll need to study a potion with similar effect. So she wants potions in order to try and pretend like she's invulnerable to magic and shit. Invulnerable to claws and stuff. Alright, well firstly let's give her what she wants. She wants stone skin, which I've got here. Did I not protect? Oh, I didn't save the stone skin because I didn't do a good use of it. Alright, so the best thing to do for stone skin without jumping is you go down with a mud shroom, I think. From memory, I think it's mud shroom down to there. And then you go across, you use this one to zap down there, and then you go across from there, maybe. Doesn't need to be super efficient. Alright, let's go one mud shroom first. And then scrape it off the spoon. And then start stirring it up. Stir it up, stir it up, stir it up. Pop. Just like that, and then zip around here. Whee! The good thing about mushrooms is that you can go all the way with a single mushroom and you can get a perfectly efficient... Look at that, boom, mushroom. A single mushroom can get you a perfectly efficient strength potion. Is that worth me doing? I don't have a perfectly efficient strength potion because I used 3 Terraria and a water bloom. Is it worth me doing? I don't have a lot of mushrooms. Nah, I'm not focused on efficiency right now. I'm focused on getting the game to tell me what the world is. Alright. From here, I want to go across there, but not crush it up. Because then I want to go right again, don't I? Unless I go left and go into that one, but I don't remember where that one leads me. I don't remember where that one leads me, so I'll go into there, plop, and then I'll go across from there, and I think it'll be enough. Yeah. All right, let's go across from here. Do I want to go all the way to the middle? Do I want any lateral movement? I think I want as much lateral movement as possible. So I think I'll go from there. Whee! Blop. Bada bing, bada boop, bada crash, 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 crash. Do I want to go all the way across with that one? I could go across with 2 of those. Let's go to the end because that's where it's going to go to. I can't go downwards with this because it only goes up and then down to where it begins. So that's not going to give me any downward movement, and I need downward movement, so I kind of want to go 2 stink shrooms, don't I? Yeah. I am growing stink shrooms, so I've got plenty of them. Don't need to worry about them. Plop! And then zip back up again. Could go fireball from here, but let's just go stink shrooms. So I'm reducing the amount of ingredients needed. Different types of ingredients needed anyway. Let's zoom back and grab that bubble. Plop. Might as well zoom back a little further as well and go in from here. Shlooby dooby 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 dooby. Shlooby dooby 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 dooby. Shloop shloop shlooby dee boop. Ba. Zapadoo. Wee. Splosh. And then flap flap flap. Whoosh. We got a potion of stone skin. That is not the most efficient way of doing it, but it's pretty efficient. I only use 1, 1, and 2. I'm happy with that. Which bottle are we using for stone skin? I think we did this one before, didn't we? Something like that. Zero Magic buys potions, claims to be a divination wizard. Yeah. Yeah, because she can just go, ooh, magical manipulations. I think maybe her staff is just a regular staff. The gem itself is just a really common item that's enchanted with prestidigitation magic. and she just makes it look like the staff, and she uses the prestidigitation magic of the gem to make the staff feel like it's fully magical, and then uses the prestidigitation to do like sparkles and flashes and like dim the lights in the room when she's casting magic and chanting nonsense. And then just like claims to be seeing the future because that's not a really verifiable type of magic. She's heard what the other wizards were asking for and is just mimicking them. I like this. I like this character. Being a man isn't because she's trying to hide her gender, she's trying to hide her whole identity. Yeah, I think she's hiding from her family for a reason. Like, it's not just like she's not trans, she's cis woman, but she's hiding who she is for whatever other reason. People are like, is that a fake beard? Voice goes deeper. No, did I not say my name is Des, man? She has a spellbook and buys things alphabetically. You need aniseed and ant poison together? Sure. Check stone skin, 3 dryad saddle or mushrooms, or 2 gold thorns is the easiest way to do it. Cool. 2 poop shrooms could work. She does divination and then leaves before it comes true. Yeah, so is she a charlatan? Is that why she's hiding? She just moves from town to town to town? Or is she like more of a, what do they call them in Harry Potter world? Not mudbloods. Muggle. Squibs. More of a squib. She comes from a family of them and can't do it herself, maybe. Anyway, that's for another time. Let's do this, let's do that, let's do... save the recipe, that's fine with me. Save the recipe, and then before I am out of here, I might as well use the last of this to try and grab some more experience points and level up. Look, yay. I don't think I can get any for... No, I can't get any more for that. So finish potion. Grab that. Come on in. She wants this. Let's haggle. Let's see if this tells us any more information about her. She likes to talk about magic, of course. She likes to read a lot to try and pretend like she's magic. She likes to talk about food, minerals, and alchemy. Easy peasy to haggle with. Alright. Desmond, real name, but hey, look, this guy. This is the guy who sells us the seeds so that I can finally start planting herbs and growing them myself. We'll get to him in a moment. We are still over here dealing with Desiree / Desmond. Okay, so with Desmond, real name Desiree, human female, pretending to be male, mid-20s, is a pretends to be a wizard, is actually a charlatan, uses a simple prestidigitation gem in the head of an otherwise mundane staff to pretend, basically. It's actually a charlatan. Uses a simple prestidigitation gem in the head of an otherwise mundane staff to pass as magical. Claims to be divination specialist. Is she doing it to scam and move on, or is she doing it to just add to the identity and she's hiding for like more legitimate reasons? Like maybe somebody's after her, maybe she's got a warrant on her head and she's innocent or whatever. Maybe she's on the run. Her family are well-known enchanters. She's a squib type. Buys potions. Everyone's heard of Desiree the fake wizard, so she had to rebrand. Does she look related to any of the human magical people we've already met? Not really, no. She doesn't have the same nose or facial structure or eyebrows as any of the other 3 wizards that we've met. So I think she's a charlatan from a family of magicians and magic users. Claims to be a divination specialist. Is from a family of well known. Mages has no abilities. Has no abilities with magic and no brains for studying. Well, no brains is hash. And in studying never stayed, never helped. She is good with reading people, though, so buys potions and common items that can help her pass. But that's not really enough reason to like leave a town and to have to disguise yourself fully. Like she's related to people, but like why is she hiding? Is she on the run? Did she scam someone out of a lot of money? Did she take a magic item that was super powerful, maybe even legendary, and didn't know what to do with it? Did she steal something from her wizard parents? Is she just does she know so much about divination magic to pass as a divination wizard because her parents are divination wizards, and because of that she knows that they will find her if she doesn't disguise herself? There's an item in D&D that is a necklace, like the one that she's wearing, maybe, that can shield you from divination spells. So maybe she wears this to like shield herself from divination spells because she stole something important from her parents, maybe. Maybe her parents wanted to marry someone and she ran away. That could be a good idea. Suspicious of why there are so many casters in this small town, thinks there might be a source of magic here. Not long enough attention span to become a wizard. Family don't know what to do with a non-caster, so they're trying to marry her off, and she needs to stay hidden, needs to do the magic to pay for her escape. I think I like both of those. Family wanted to marry her off to get rid of her, as she brought shame on the name. She refused, stole a powerful item from them, and ran. Hides in one location until suspicions raise, then leaves. Man, she's got a big paragraph. When we started this potion crafting, like episode 1, look what we were writing about people. Margaret, human female, mid-20s, works as a pastry chef. That's all we got. Now we've got that. Now we're getting to the point where we're writing freaking full paragraphs about their backstories and everything, which is I did basically the intent of the game. The intent of what we're doing here is to like flesh these people out to a point where we don't actually need the game anymore, and we can make a whole town. I'm very excited for you guys to meet these people in a game of Twitch Tales one day, maybe. But there's also no guarantee you ever will, because I don't know exactly where it's going to fit into my world. We shall see. Alright, let's head back over to the game proper. Alright, who is this guy? Is he a druid? Looks certainly like one, but maybe he's a ranger or something instead.
Oh, it's that new shop owner in the flesh. Well, hello there. So you're an alchemist, is that right? Does that mean you also grow ingredients in the garden? Does that mean you might need some seeds and shoots?
Who are you? What do you do?
I'm a druid.
Says it right there.
I'm a druid. I live deep in the forest, but occasionally emerge to interact with people. I also sell seeds of various plants and herbs. By the way, I could find some suitable seeds for an alchemist like you too, if you're interested. You own bushes in a bunch to make a nice crunch, as they say.
Alright, so what's he selling? He's selling Terraria, he's selling Life Leaf. I'm already growing both of those. Water Bloom, I'm growing that, I'm growing that, I'm growing that. I'm already growing each of these things, aren't I? Yeah, I've already got each of those, mate. I don't want to buy any of your seeds, thank you. I don't need a new watering can, so I don't actually need anything you've got. Thank you anyway. Alright, end dialogue, and he leaves. Ooh, this guy is going to be interesting. What was that guy's name? He was a druid. Is He's a member of the PEA, perhaps. Not all druids have to be a member of the PEA. He looked like he could be part... Like maybe he's actually Furbolg. I like the idea that druid's actually a Furbolg, and Furbolgs have inherent magic to disguise themselves as humans. So he could be a Furbolg that lives in the forest, or he could be part Goliath or something. Part dwarf, maybe. Maybe he's like a forest dwarf. What's his name? He had a trowel tucked into his belt. Yeah. What do we want to name this druid guy? I'm going to make him a Furbolg. Furbolg male. Brackets, disguises as human or dwarf to interact with Finwood denizens when necessary. Druid, friends with Daffodil. And the mushroom guy, most likely, he'd be friends with Daffodil and Timothy. Daffodil and Timothy, we need a name for him. Diggory. Diggory's pretty good. Diggory Hawthorne. Diggory Hawthorne. Diggory Hawthorne, Furbolg male. We need an age for him, the equivalent age. I think he's like 30s equiv. Druid, friends with Daffodil and Timothy. What else did we know about the... keeps to himself, mostly. Likes to socialize by trading seeds time to time. I think that's all we need about that guy for now. We'll head back over here. Alright, we've got Spooky Guy in the shop. Do you guys want to say, can I help you, or stay silent? Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? Looks around the room. Do you need something? Stay silent, or look around the room too? Do you need something? Look around, look around, look around. Seems to suddenly remember something and turns towards the exit. Are you sure you don't need anything, or end dialogue? This is all spore chat anyway, yeah. As a Myconid, we're only... I think we just say, are you sure you don't need anything? Stops for a second, and then leaves. Not spooky at all. And thus ends the day. Make sure that we've done all of these things. I've fertilized it. That's good. Alright. I would love to name us quickly before we end today's episode, and then we'll end with this, and we'll start next episode on going through the people we've already got and deciding how many more people we need for this town. So as a Myconid person, a mushroom man, let me actually help you out with some images of them. Let's go Myconid, and we can show off what they look like. This is the Myconid people. We're a Myconid person. I imagine in Myconid culture they don't really have good necessary need for names all that much, other than when people are from other cultures are referencing them. So they probably have some names for themselves that they just use for, kind of like Furbolgs. They use when necessary for other people. I feel like it would be something to do with fungus, so some kind of type of funguses. She, like shiitake. She. I like she. She is nice. She is the start of a much longer sounding name, yeah. Some sort of like scientific name for shiitake or something, some much longer thing. Okay, yeah, cool. I think we are called she. So if I go on the document and I go Control F for name, like so, we find none, so we must be on a different page. This is this one, history. Used to belong to Name the Wizard, now taken over by she. a travelling Myconid alchemist. Wonderful. And then I think we've got one on this page as well somewhere, isn't it? There's an apothecary here run by a Myconid man called Sheep. Wonderful. There we go then. So we have named the town, we have named ourselves, we've got a whole bunch, maybe 2 dozen, maybe even close to 3 dozen NPCs for Finwood now. I'm very excited for how we're trudging along through this. It's very interesting and fun time to come up with all these people. So thank you very much for joining me for this particular episode of Story Gaming. I hope you'll join me for the next one all the way through till we're finished with Potion Craft. The playlist for it is available on my YouTube if you're watching this anywhere else. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help with the algorithm stuff. It's a free way for you to support me in the work that I do. And you can check out the rest of the stuff here on the channel while you're here as well. Until next time, make sure to engage with the comments section. Tell me what am I going to ask for this time? Tell me why else you might think that that the mage wizard was actually trying to hide herself. What are your theories on why she's escaping her family? Until next time, bye for now. Hey, guess what? I've got a Discord. You can join the community and you get notified whenever I release a new video or a stream, and there's a whole bunch of cool people in there chatting all the time.